Hello everybody, my name is 711 and welcome to my draft recap video for the Pokemon Battle Association Season 9. Before we jump in, quick shout out to this sweet logo that I designed. It has, Zeraora in it. Before we were using, the four Tapus, Tapu Koko, Lele, Bulu, and Fini, but some guys wanted to, see something new, and a guy suggested Zeraora, and with a little bit of collaboration, I came up with this, and yeah, I like it, so that's what we're gonna roll with. So, getting into my draft now, I was thinking about getting like Volcarona with a Fire Water Grass core, because I usually don't do that, and I kind of wanted to use Volcarona. I ended up not getting Volcarona, but since I was the 4th pick out of 16 coaches, then there are some Pokemon that you really want to draft round 1, those Pokemon that usually go in the first 5 picks or so, and so I drafted a Pokemon that I have not used since Season 4, and that was back in Gen 6, that was back in ORAS days, so please welcome Eco Revenge the Zygarde. Back then, 1000 Arrows was not available yet, and so now hopefully I can use Zygarde to its maximum potential. I mean, I won't be able to use Zygarde 100% like the complete form, but this guy is still very bulky, still has lots of offense, and still is a threat. And it hits everything. Hits absolutely everything except for whatchamacallit, Shedinja. So yeah, that was my first pick overall. So being 4th pick out of 16, a lot of Pokemon were drafted before it was my turn again, and I decided on a Mega, but I didn't want to pick it just yet. So looking around, I decided that I'm going to bring back the Star that I had from last season, Pokemon that was tied for 2nd or 3rd place in kills, a Pokemon that I'm very good at using personally, and I really wanted to use it again. So welcome back, Bronson the Necrozma. This is one of the best setup sweepers in the game. Being able to use, Photon Geyser that can just smash through sturdy Pokemon, and it's pretty high power already. It also gets stored power, and it gets so much coverage. So much coverage, it's absolutely insane. Absolutely insane. And so, Bronson is going to do a ton of work for me. It's always a big item to prep for. It's a Pokemon that you can essentially bring every week, but different sets, and you can find room for it every week. So that's why I drafted Bronson again, and I'm really excited to use it again. And so, back to my Mega, I was a little concerned, like I really didn't want it to get sniped from me, so I did pick it up in the 3rd round, and so I decided to draft Mega Pidgeot, and I'm gonna nickname you Katrina after a devastating hurricane that swept through the United States about a decade ago or so. So, yeah, Katrina is really going to pair well with Zygarde, because Zygarde does not like bulky bug types or bulky grass types, and Katrina can handle both of those pretty well. Just spam Hurricane and let it do its job. With no guard, yes, that means that a Scarf Stone Edge is going to be pretty scary, but that means that, if you're scarfed in the Stone Edge, then Zygarde gets free setup. So that's going to be a lot of fun, and, Mega Pidgeot can just come in and bop stuff all the time. I think that, it's one of the faster Megas, aside from Mega Manectric, which I don't think got drafted. Mega Lopunny got drafted, so I'll have to be careful with that. And so yeah, that's Mega Pidgeot for you guys. So yeah, a lot of Pokemon went now, and I decided that I just wanted to get a hard hitter, and you know, at the time it sounded like a really great idea, but for whatever reason I decided to draft Yachi, the Thunderous Incarnate. I mean, Thunderous is still an excellent Pokemon, and a fast electric type with grass type coverage is exceedingly scary in draft format, because that means that ground types are not good, you know, ground types are not going to do much against Thunderous. So yeah, Thunderous is going to be really powerful for me, and you know, it gets set up, it gets Nasty Plot, it gets Agility, it also gets Bulk Up if I want to run like a Defiant set, I think. But yeah, Prankster is probably the way to go. You know, it's pretty good for, you know, utility. It gets U-Turn, it gets Thunder Wave. Good stuff all around. So after that, I knew that, you know, Thunderous, it does not like rock types and it does not like ice types. So I decided to draft a Pokemon that is very good against rock types and ice types. And so I drafted Kronk the Conkeldurr. So Conkeldurr has 3 amazing abilities: Guts, Sheer Force, and Iron Fist. Excellent abilities, and you know, it gets so many punching moves. I think all the punching moves except like Sucker Punch. But yeah, because it is so slow, it kind of has to run Mach Punch every week, which is a little annoying. But I mean, it's great as an Assault Vest set, it's great as a Flame Orb Guts set. It's just a very scary Pokemon, because as you guys know, I like using fighting types because it does hit at least 1 in 3 Pokemon in the game for super effective damage. You know, being, you know, normal type, ice type, rock type, steel type, dark type, you know what I'm saying? That's a lot of types that fighting type is super effective on, and so, you know, Drain Punch is going to do a lot of damage. You know, it gets the elemental punches, knockoff, poison jab. It gets so much coverage. It's just wonderful, absolutely wonderful. So I drafted Conkeldurr, and yeah, I haven't used I don't know if I've used Conkeldurr ever. If I have, you'll have to, you know, correct me. But after that, I said, you know what, I really need a steel type. I have my dragon type, and I need a good steel type, and Jirachi was still around, and then it suddenly got sniped from me, and so I decided to pick up like the next best steel type around, and that would be Metagross, which I'm going to be nicknaming Steven, as in like Steven Stone, who actually owns a shiny Metagross in the Pokemon cartoons. So base 135 is really excellent. Base 95 means that a hidden power is still viable. Base 70 is okay, especially because it still gets priority bullet punch, and it does get rock polish. So rock polish is nice. You can't lower my attack with intimidate because I have clear body, and so yeah, the best way to lower my attack is to burn me. So yeah, hopefully as a bulky steel type, it's going to help out with Yachi's ice weakness and rock weakness. It's going to hopefully, you know, cover Zygarde, you know, with its dragon weakness and ice weakness and fairy weakness. So yeah, Metagross is looking pretty good for me. After that, I decided to draft a fairy type, and I said, okay, you know, Florges is definitely gone by now. You know, Tapu Fini is gone. Tapu Bulu was gone. You know, a lot of high tier fairies were gone. I said, okay, I'm gonna get either Slurpuff or Ribombee, and by the time it came back to me, both of them were still around, and I ended up going with Ribombee, Tooth Fairy the Ribombee. So excellent setup potential in Quiver Dance, and this is going to be a lot of fun to use. Hopefully it can set up on you know, some sort of special attacker, and it's nice that it gets Roost. So yeah, hopefully Rabombi gets a bunch of kills for me. And so moving on, I decided that I needed a bulky water type. I forgot to mention this before, but I think the round where I picked up Thundurus, yeah, I think the round I picked up Thundurus, I really wanted to get my Milotic again, and if I did not get my Milotic, then Rotom Wash still looked pretty nice for me. And two picks before me, they got Milotic, and the pick before me, they got Rotom. So yeah, that was a major snipe for me. A very major snipe against me, I should say. So I felt that among the other water types, I felt like I could wait a little bit, and I said, okay, I'm not going to wait any longer, and I drafted Vaporeon. Ulmo the Vaporeon. So Ulmo is actually a god. Essentially, he's a Valar in the making of Middle-earth in Tolkien's, mythology. Ulmo was the Valar of the oceans and the waters, and so I decided I'm going to name Vaporeon Ulmo to, raise awareness for this, amazing, beast of a character in Tolkien's mythology. So yeah, Vaporeon. What does Vaporeon bring to the table? It brings bulk. It brings wish. It brings, a slow baton pass user. It brings scald burns. It brings a lot of things to the table that, I can use pretty effectively. I don't think I've ever actually used Vaporeon personally, but it's still pretty good. That base 130 HP means that anything receiving a wish is going to get a lot of health back, and also it does get Shadow Ball and Signal Beam, Ice Beam, Hydro Pump. So if I want to just bring a spec set, then that can be pretty viable too. So yeah, that's Vaporeon for you guys. And so after I drafted Vaporeon, I look back at my team, and what is my hazard removal? My hazard removal at the time, if you look on the right, there is Defog Mega Pidgeot and Defog Rabombi. Neither of those are very good, so I drafted one of the better defoggers that was left in the game, and that would be Decidueye. So Robin Hoot is coming, and Robin Hoot, probably one of the best designed Pokemon in Alola, I gotta be honest with you. Being able to fire those arrows, and it just looks amazing. It's absolutely amazing. I love the design. And it has pretty good special defense, has pretty good offense. It can run Nasty Plot or Sword Stance. Yeah, hopefully Decidueye is going to do a lot of damage. Hopefully Decidueye is going to, keep hazards away. Hopefully keep some, sticky webs away to help my sweepers. Keep some toxic spikes away. And, yeah. So that's Decidueye for you guys. So after I drafted Decidueye, there's only 2 more picks left. I thought about picking up Miltank, but the second guy before me, he picked up Miltank. And I decided to go with, especially since Dusk Lycanroc was gone already, I decided to pick up the regular Lycanroc, Aquila. Aquila is the wolf from Mowgli, from like the Jungle Book. So that's where Aquila comes from. And so yes, it's not quite as hard hitting as its cousin, the Dusk form, but it still hits fairly hard. It doesn't get Tough Claws, but it still gets all that really nice coverage moves like Iron Head, like Drill Run, like Crunch, like Fire Fang. Doesn't get counter, but oh well. It's another potential stealth rocker. I currently have 1, 2, 3 Stealth Rockers, being the Midday Lycanroc, the Metagross, and the Necrozma. And yeah, hopefully, Lycanroc, with that priority Accelerock is pretty amazing, and hopefully I can get a couple kills with this Lycanroc. And then as a final pick, I drafted some more speed, and hopefully this Pokemon can help me find potential to set up and sweep with any of my, sweepers, whether it be Metagross, or Thundurus, or Necrozma, or Zygarde, or Ribombee, or even Decidueye can set up and sweep. But I drafted a Alolan Persian, and one does not simply have a Alolan Persian without nicknaming it Garfield. So yeah, Garfield has lots of speed. Garfield has, Technician with Nasty Plot, can run, Hidden Power Ice and Shockwave, good stuff like that. And also, Stab Foul Play is nothing to, sneasel at. So after all of this, here is my roster, fully assembled. Everybody here, all 11, looking pretty good. Generally speaking, everything here gets priority, especially considering that everything gets Protect, so everything does get priority. But outside of Protect, there is Quick Attack, there is Bullet Punch, Mach Punch, Fake Out, Extreme Speed, Accelerock, Shadow Sneak, Sucker Punch, lots and lots of priority. I drafted a lot of Pokemon that can be very good on their own. I'm not entirely sure how well they'll be able to do as a group, but individually, they are all pretty awesome, in my opinion. One last thing is that it is time to designate Z-Move users. Which Pokemon can hold Z Crystals? And I chose 3 out of a special point system, and I am going to allow Z Crystal usage with Necrozma, with Metagross, and with Thundurus Incarnate. Now, the reason why I picked all 3 of these Pokemon is, yes, they do have very good coverage, yes, they can all hit very hard. Those are pretty good, indicators already, but also it allows my 2 slower Psychic types to not be forced to run Colbur Berry because of knockoff. And so this is my team, guys. So let me know in the comments section which Pokemon is your favorite, which Pokemon has the best nickname, and which Pokemon do you think will get the most kills. I'm gonna hope Zygarde gets the most kills, but I can see even Necrozma or Mega Pidgeot getting a lot of kills as well. So thank you guys so much for watching. If you enjoyed, like this video, comment on this video, share it with your friends, and click subscribe if you haven't already. And on that note, guys, I will see you all later. Peace.